Good morning. It is me, your favorite tattoo weirdo. Well, it is the flu season, and winter is slowly letting go. So I thought, what better thing to do than make my annual detox batch. Now, many of you have asked about this detox batch, and so I figured, you know what better thing to do than share? Sharing is caring, right? So I'm gonna replace lovelinesses over here. Now bear with me again. I am not great at this. What did I do? Oh yeah, I turned. So let's put you guys over here. Like that. Now, for this detox tea batch, what you will be needing is a giant pot, which I have over there with water boiling in it. Well, we might as well just make you guys up. Gently, of course, not that gently. And I like to use my massive grandma pot. And I believe this is 20 liters. If I'm not wrong. Let's see if I can see in the measurements. No. Well, any big ass pot you wish. Or small. Doesn't really matter that much. Just that you can cook up good amount of water. I like to boil up good amount of this bad boys. Because quite a lot of it. Because not only is this amazing tea detox, but it is also a fierce inflammation fighter and flu. If you are going through getting rid of, I used to get rid of my alcoholism, cleaning up after that. I do enjoy beer from time to time, but it is good. I dabbled a little bit with alcohol again, but I found out that it just wasn't, I wasn't addicted to it, but it wasn't giving me anything back. But so detox is amazing. And I do recommend it, especially if you have joint pain, inflammation, chronic diseases. I have MS and I have neurological epilepsy, so this does help me a lot with that. Fun bad boys. But back to the recipe, and a little less jabbing. In the background there may be a little bit of music, but it is the radio. I do not own the rights to it. It is public, so there is no reason to stop this because of some musical rights. It has been paid for. So, back to the fun. What you will be needing is lemon. I use 2 lemons in big batches. You can go with 1 for small ones. And ginger. I would say more is better when it comes to ginger. If you are sensitive to it, I get it. But this is one of the greatest ingredients in this detox tea. So I use 2. And the second warrior we will be adding to... I need to get myself a step or something in here. Is turmeric. Or as we say in Norway, gurkemeie. I like to buy the ones that you find in the stores that, Asian stores or the Middle Eastern stores, because they have like the best. They're really, really potent. So turmeric, it is such a fighter, such a warrior. So I use quite a lot of it. And last but not least, for taste, but also for it, amazing, and I cannot stress this enough. It is one of the oldest inflammation and like injuries healing. I mean, my forefathers in Iceland put this on wounds mixed with garlic, honey. It is brilliant to sweeten the tea, but it is also an amazing potent warrior for health. So let's get into it, shall we? You strip these boys down. Oh, I got this from IKEA. It is epic. They're like, Runa, what is this? It's actually matching my outfit today. This is like a garbage can that you put under the cutting board, and then you just sweep to the side, to the window. There you go. As you can see. I mean, come on. Come on, IKEA. Stop being so bloody smart. But this actually does look delicious, even for getting dumped into the water. So we're just gonna peel off the skin of the ginger. I didn't like ginger as a kid. I found it to taste weird. But during my introduction to sushi, which is one of my safe foods, and it being Autism Awareness Month, I am going to, not so subtly, exclaim, let's support autism. We are all different, but we are all great. Me and my children, we have all autism. And I have regulated myself a lot, especially while helping my son out, because I did not realize, nobody put the science together as a child, which I find weird because I stemmed a lot by chewing toys, my hair, I ate my nails, and we were growing up in super stressful situations. My mother struggling with her what's it called, drug abuse. She did not put us in a lot of great situations, and I had so much inside stress. So I chewed my bed. I remember hiding a lot. I just like to go behind sofas. I like to hide behind, like in closets. Like people remember me hiding everywhere, just like, trying to get away. I did not engage in a lot of like playing with other children. I just found it to be very, and weirdly enough, I still kind of find it to be very, I don't know, do we need that? I have my mind to go to, and it is peaceful there. I had so many sensory issues with my skin, and I still do to this day. I struggle with toothbrushing. I struggle with... Hey, pups. You okay? One of the Chihuahua puppies. I had so much trouble with like toothbrushing, different clothing, especially wool. It just felt like it burned my skin. Water touching my skin also was, I mean, showering is super difficult, but I was very like mesmerized with water. Everything water. I just like the sound of water, calmed the shit out of me. And I could just, be lying and staring into waters for like hours and hours at a time. It's hard to explain. It was just magical. Like there was adventure there. I liked how the water behaved. I liked how sunlight pumped up above water. But if I was swimming in it, fine. I could tolerate getting wet. Of course, that's kind of like what it takes. But if I was not bathing in it, I would not want to touch it. But I just remember it being so magical. I got a lot of satisfaction. Like, I just loved taking apart things and putting it back together over and over and over again. And it would be as satisfying every time. It just gave me a peace of mind. My mind would go into hyperfocus. And I just loved it. I just loved everything about it. So it was not like the signs weren't there. I got meltdowns like a lot, and people just, taught me of being a brat when I was just like in massive torture. I had super anxiety and separation anxiety, even though my mom wasn't very trustful and I wasn't trusting of anything, like especially of people. Okay, that's enough. What are you doing? Stop it. And I'm still not there. I struggle. It's very difficult. It's like humans speak English and I speak Mandarin. I mean, you can sort of make it out, but you don't understand the intention behind it. You just don't get why. And nothing of it kind of went into my mind. I just thought, like, why are you talking to me? We don't need this to, get by. We can just coexist. And then people would scream, and it just hurt my brain. And still to this day, it does hurt my brain. I don't like shouting. I don't like screaming. I don't like any of it. It hurts my brain a lot. It's like having somebody, scrape your brain with a grinder. It's very, very hard to explain. And then I had food issues. I either overate because it was just really like, escape from reality. Sugary things, it stimulated me. So I got, overweight with time. But it didn't stop me from chewing paper, plastic. My Barbies, their hands were all like they had leprosy because I chewed them. My teeth are very damaged from chewing things. But when I chewed it, the sound and the texture from underneath my teeth would go to my brain and just somehow calm it down. It would just soothe me, like the warfare that was going on in my mind. Unless you don't understand, and not many know this, which I find both understanding, given the fact that I didn't know what is autism. What is ADHD? I know what it is. I have both of them. But what does it mean? What is different about your brain from other people? Why does your brain function like this? Why do thoughts reappear again and again and again? And why do actions? I'm gonna do something, and then it just disappears, and then it comes up again, and then it disappears, and then it comes up again. And I can't get things done, and I get overwhelmed. Well, let me share it with you, my beautifuls. ADHD is like a halfway house to autism. For me. I cannot speak for everybody, but I did not understand any of it until I came to Norway. And given the fact that an autistic specialist told me this, I'm gonna go with it being pretty solid information. ADHD and autism, it develops, you develop it in the, under fetus stage. It's actually when your brain is underdeveloped. Our brain is underdeveloped during pregnancy, with us in the stomach, of course. It means that normal neural paths do not get fully developed. And sometimes it's hard to understand, but neural paths go between bridges. Like, this is like, the road. And here, the brain sends a signal. The signal goes here. And with normal people, this is the neural path, right? So the message goes, pew, and pew, over. Like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go eat. And brain sends signal, hey, get up, make food. The signal goes, spunk, I'm making food, I'm gonna eat. With ADHD, this is the neural path. So it might go through, but it might end up in my index finger and go back. And it might go into my thumb and go back. So we kind of forget stuff. And it's super hard remembering things. So it goes through these when you finally get it done. So when you take central nervous system stimulating medication and it stimulates the neural paths, they go like this. I never understand or I never understood how like amphetamine could make us calm. But it kind of makes sense when you get this. It just speeds up the neurons in the and it stimulates the neural paths. So when normal people go like, woo, super focused, I can stay up for hours, you go like this and you just function or sleep, both ways. With autism, the neural paths are like this. It is so hard. So you get a message, something is going to touch your skin, but it goes back. It doesn't go through. So when it touches, you are unaware that it's coming and your skin burns because the neural paths, the neuroscience haven't been sent through. And I found this super helpful because when you understand that some don't go through, you also understand that the force on those that go through goes super fast. So you can get really smart in one area because so much the power of the brain is like focused on that area. But on others, like you can be super smart, you can put together like so complex things. But then again, you cannot walk normal without falling down, or you struggle putting on clothes or bathing or eating or regulating sounds. So I found it to be super helpful to get this explanation from a autism and ADHD specialist. So I'm going to take this information as solid as I kind of understand that, these people have, they've done their homework and they know more than me. So some people, like my ADHD makes my logical brain super, I think logically. Like, if it's not logical, I can't make sense of it. But I've become better. I've been becoming better. I have. But it's it's a work in progress. I'm still working on a lot of things, getting them correct. The abuse we put up with in the last my first 37 years of life. 4 years free, soon to be 5. Whoop, whoop. From my mother's torment and abuse has made it, it's gonna take some time, but I also do recommend getting help, because DPS in Norway, Trauma Treatment Center, have been super amazing. They have given me tools, which I dearly needed. I didn't want more sympathy. What am I going to do with sympathy? It's useless. Stop feeling sorry for me. I don't need that. I need tools how to navigate myself out of this space in my brain, or out of this, rut that I'm stuck in. I don't know how to get out. I don't understand people. I don't understand what they want from me, and I'm exhausted. I'm so burnt out. And believe you me, I was burnt out by the age of, 6 and 7. Super hard. But also, I don't like to dwell on things. And I think the ADHD and autism has been a gift for my parts, because I'm not sure that I would have been okay coming out of this on the other side. And not to put gloom in your bloom. So just, know that I am okay. And I do not want pity. I hate pity. It doesn't help me. It helps those in need, and I am not in need anymore. I am simply enjoying life. I am. So, back to my detox. Now, I've got these bad boys fixed. So I'm going to put them in right away. But I like to cut them into these sizable pieces. You can also cut those in 2, but I wouldn't go much smaller than this. But keep them thin to extract as much as you can out of them. It is super good. It's so good. And with time, I have learned to fool my taste buds. I kind of need to do that. I need to trick my brain into accepting different tastes and different textures. So I kind of go but dude, you love this. This is amazing. And my brain goes, really? Oh yeah, don't you remember? Yeah, I eat this all the time. It's delicious. Well, okay. Oh, all right. And then, it kind of goes through. It's so weird. But that's kind of my way of dealing with these sensory issues and eating stuff that is good for me. Also, in case people keep asking me, didn't your tattoos hurt? Didn't it hurt? Of course it did. Jesus. I'm still human. My brain just copes differently. And so does my sensory, my pain receptors. They are slightly different. I feel pain, but I can ignore it to some extent. I don't like, cuts or whatever, but once they are done, I'm like, okay, this happened. And then I just kind of ignore the message, and it works just fine. It works just fine. So I've been able to, use that to my advantage when it comes to tattooing, which is my passion. And another part of my tattoos that people keep asking, don't you regret it? I mean, you were so pretty before. I need you to understand that I do not follow beauty standards, and my face has been horrifically assaulted, verbally and physically, without the tattoo for years. Years and years and years. And people always had an opinion. You have freckles, you're fat, your nose is ugly. Oh my god, you have this fucking wart on your forehead. What is wrong with you? Oh, you're a redhead. You're just ugly, you're nasty. All these malicious things. And I could ignore them to some extent. But in the end, it did start to toxify. And my own opinion of me being just fine started getting, you know, adopting these nasty messages. And they were nasty. And I absolutely did not deserve it. You hear that, baby girl? You did not deserve it. Hear, hear. And so when I got my first tattoo, I was 15. I was getting put through some horrible treatment from my mother. And I mean, horrific. I shouldn't be alive, but my stubbornness, my very much ADHD stubbornness, and the very much, I don't care what you say, I do my own thing. My mind is like 8 gates behind what you're saying, and I'm safe in my own world, and you can't touch me. And you know, that worked for some extent, but you know, the floods affect you eventually. They do. So I got a lot of psychosis episodes during my teens. Did not recognize my own reflection in the mirror. It was bad. It was bad. It was so bad. But I recognized freedom. I recognized happiness around animals. I recognized where I felt safe, and that was on farms. They left me alone. They were strict, but they left me alone. They just let me do my job, and I enjoyed it. So I believe working on farms through my teens absolutely saved my life. So if you get a chance, look at this. If you get a chance to support your kid working on farms, I just want you to know that for me, it was that little difference that saved my life. I'm gonna put on the fan because it's trying to boil. You put it on low though. It's like from the 60s, so it's like really loud. Where was I? No, I was talking about something about farms. Well, and something like, oh yeah, my first tattoo. Sometimes I just kind of like roll off. And yeah, my first tattoo, I was 15. And I went with my best mate ever, Gummi, to Reykjavik, and we were like, you know, looking into piercings at this studio that was just like infamous. He was such a bloody legend. Now his name just completely fell out of my brain. I will come back to it. It kind of circles and then it boop, then it pops in at some point. And I was looking at these portfolios, and I saw this picture of this little demon lady, this little devil lady. She was fat, and she had tits hanging out, and she had her little fork, and she had long hair, and she was red. And I was just like, you are gorgeous. And I'm a demon baby, evidently. You know, my mom kept telling me, you know, that I should, you know, have died at childbirth or something, or, you know, she should have gotten an abortion, and how she just said really, really, really horrific things to me to describe me. And you know, when she were having episodes, I would like to add that my mother is struggling with very mean mental disorder, very mean, and I truly, stop fighting, believe she did her best. But at some point in life, she just lost to her demons, and it took overhand, and you know, she became the psychopathic, narcissist, drug addict that I know today, that would just, you know, sacrifice the resources she has, because we are not children or whatever, we are resources. And I think that my conditions, ADHD and all that, you know, given the fact that you can't just not beat us into submission, it really just like triggered her. I don't think she hated me, you know, consciously. I think she just, you know, hated the fact that she could not control me and get me to do her, you know, biddings. She would, you know, she's the kind of person that would like, you would get praise for doing horrible things to people. She would groom us to hurt people. And I have this blockage in my brain that says we do not hurt people. So I watched my siblings through the years do horrific things to people and to each other or me, and not only get away with it but getting accepted into the clan with, you know, no stress. Unforgivable things. Mistreating children, mistreating people, abuse. It's just, you know, sometimes I think, and the, you know, trauma center, they really did put the finger on this. This is not a family, this is a clan. And yeah, and in later years when she started losing touch with reality, this became very much the closest thing that I've seen since Charles Manson. My mother is a very, very dangerous person. But I do wish her well. But she should not be meddled with, and you should always respect her condition and the severity of it. Because better to always stay, you know, 4 or 5 steps ahead than thinking you're safe and then she getting you in an ambush, because she very much enjoys pushing people to the brink or getting somebody to do her dirty work and remove people from the place, from the place of this, from the place of this earth. Is that what you said? Anywho, enough about that. No manifesting in bad things. She taught me well. She taught me how to recognize, you know, this evil condition which has helped me in later years. You know, recognizing the patterns and stuff like that. So, you know, given the fact that I survived this, not only did I survive it, but I am full of knowledge from being on the other